It was also an emotional time in Belvidere Sunday evening as people come out to a local vigil for Charlie Kirk, a 31-year-old conservative political activist who was shot and killed Wednesday while speaking at Utah Valley University. Organizers say around 1,000 people showed up at Aberdeen Park in Belvidere today to honor Kirk's life and legacy. Jaden Gallagly is a student member of Turning Point USA, which is the organization Kirk established in 2012 for conservative politics in high schools and up. He says he wants to start a chapter of the organization at RVC.
This ignited my fire, and the advocacy is only going to continue to rise. I will be in the community, and I am going to keep Turning Point's mission alive.